Oh hey, thanks for the res, because you're listening to Know the Lore on the BS Excluded Network. Welcome everybody, this is Chris, aka Slurrednerd, and I hope you have your tinfoil hats handy, because we're going to do some hardcore speculating today. Blizzard keeps teasing us with these possibilities of new heroes being added to the roster sometime in the near future. They even said maybe by the end of August, so that's coming up really soon. I mentioned a couple of them in the past episode, but the first one that I want to talk about is someone we don't know anything about, so this is pretty much pure speculation. So Liao, we don't really have much to go on other than he's one of the original members of Overwatch, and that his name suggests that he could be of Chinese or maybe even Taiwanese descent. Many Redditors have suggested that it could be a possible connection to Mei, which sounds kinda racist, but Blizzard does kinda have a thing for linking characters together, so I could see it, but I'm not really gonna take that route. If anything, I expect him to be somewhat like an assassin, maybe in a similar way to Reaper or Genji, strictly for the fact that there isn't a lot of information about him, and because there was a teaser from a blogger within the Overwatch universe, and by that I mean this is like viral campaign stuff, not a real blogger, but a fictitious person developed by Blizzard that supposedly lives within the same universe as Overwatch. So Blizzard sometimes leaks information to us through this quote-unquote blogger. But this person in particular in an article refers to him as the mysterious Liao. So I'm going to take a wild guess that he's some kind of assassin, offensive type class, and that he may have a monk type fighting style using his body or maybe even a staff, and he might be fire enhanced as well. Purely speculation on my part from having played plenty of Blizzard games in the past, and kind of having a feel for the sort of stuff that they tend to use and they tend to go with. So that being said, since we don't know anything about him, that's about all that I can speculate on, and like I said, this is just 100% me just taking guesses, just knowing Blizzard's style, and taking into consideration the things that we do have and the things that we don't currently have within the characters in Overwatch, so that's all kind of possibility. The next potential hero I want to talk about is Sombra, and Sombra sounds a lot more likely to be the new hero, because we do have some information on this character. Well, kind of. Sombra's really been teased as a new hero more than any other so far. In fact, she's one of the few characters that has actual in-game hints. But first of all, Sombra is Spanish for shadow. This is important because most of the clues that point to her existence are found in the Dorado map, including a Spanish newspaper that can be translated as, "Who is Sombra?" There's also a computer terminal at the third checkpoint that reads, "Unauthorized access, protocol Sombra." As if that's not enough, there's also a table with 3 classified folders on it. One reads Jack Morrison, another says Soldier 76, and we know that connection. And the third says Sombra. So right there, that tells us that she has some kind of connection to Soldier 76 and Jack Morrison, which might lead you to believe that she might have been part of Overwatch since she's associated with him before and after his supposed death, where he became Soldier 76 instead. On the Overwatch website, in the blog section, there's a post by the in-game newspaper called Atlas News that's talking about Lumerico, which is a company that Soldier 76 is investigating, opening up a new power plant. There's a photo of the power plant that accompanies the post, and in it, it's really hard to locate, but you can see a cloaked figure standing up on a rooftop looking down and holding what looks like a long rifle. To corroborate the look, there is a documentary on the creation of Overwatch, and basically, there's one scene where you see some of the development team at the computers. One of them is on the character selection screen and has selected a character under the support class that's wearing a cloak and holding a sniper rifle, and it looks suspiciously like the figure that we saw in that picture. Now, to add to the speculation, and this makes it even stranger, perhaps one of the biggest hints is a line that Reaper can be heard saying in the game, which is, "Where is Sombra when you need her?" So this tells us Sombra is a female and has close ties with both Soldier 76 and Reaper, and because Soldier 76 was Jack Morrison and there's a file with her associated to Jack Morrison and 76, we can kind of jump to the conclusion that she knew them before the fall of Overwatch. Because of all this, there's speculation that it may in fact be Amari, one of the founding members of Overwatch, and actually, the few images that we've seen of Amari, she's wearing clothing that's really similar to what we see Sombra wearing. And Amari was a sniper, so she has a rifle very similar to what Sombra also has. So now let's talk about Amari. I feel like we actually need to discuss her a little bit before we get on to more speculation about her being Sombra, because her story is really going to lay the groundwork for my big crazy theory that I'm going to throw onto you guys later. So, Amari was one of the first members of Overwatch along with Morrison, Reyes, Torbjorn, Liao, and Reinhardt. Before that, she was an extremely talented sharpshooter and decorated soldier in the Egyptian army, who was known for upholding a strict sense of duty and honor, and once she was in Overwatch, she was known for inspiring confidence and loyalty in her companions. Alright, so everything that I just said is going to be extremely important in just a moment, so make sure you keep all that in mind. One of the big issues facing the theory that Ana might be Sombra is that we've seen an image of Sombra's face. Maybe. There's another file on the table in Route 66 of the Lumerico power plant, along with a photo of a cloaked figure with a very robot face, or maybe it's a mask. So first of all, could Sombra actually be an Omnic? I think that's really unlikely. For one, she's referred to as being a female, and Omnics really don't have a gender. Some of them are referred to as male, but most of the time they're not really referred to as he or she. Also, there's kind of a theme going on with this original Overwatch team. Think of Morrison and Reyes, who were supposedly, quote-unquote, killed. I'm doing air quotes, you still can't see them, but I'm doing them. And hey, guess what? Amari was also supposedly killed. Like, recently, before the events of the game. And we've seen some concept art of Amari that shows she already has 2 robotic limbs. So it's possible that she could have been killed or horribly injured, and was brought back with technology in the same fashion as Genji, or she's just wearing a mask like Soldier 76. She also could have been brought back in a similar way as Reaper, but maybe without all the weird repercussions that he got, and she chooses to wear a mask. So, like Morrison and Reyes, Amari would still be dead, but she could be Sombra, just like Morrison is now 76, and Reyes is now Reaper. Alright, so mentally prepare yourselves here, because I'm about to go into crazy territory. I believe that Amari's death was faked. She could have been terribly injured and maybe reassembled with parts by Mercy, just like she did for Genji, but either way, I don't think she died. But instead she went underground and took on the persona of Sombra to infiltrate Talon. That would explain why Reaper is talking about Sombra like she's an ally, and also why some of the evidence links her to Soldier 76, who's actually attempting to take Talon down and has been operating in Dorado, where Sombra's really been spotted. If Amari really is Sombra, there's no way she would have jumped ship and actually joined Reaper on Talon's side. We've already established that she was known for her sense of honor, duty, and loyalty, so there's no way she was going to turn on Overwatch and join Talon. She instead would probably go more the route of Morrison and take on a new persona like he became 76, and try to uncover and expose those who destroyed her beloved team. The best way for her to do that would be to infiltrate them from the inside and rip them apart, just like Talon or Blackwatch, we'll get into that in the next episode, did to Overwatch. And since Reaper was Reyes, he would never believe that Amari would turn traitor on Overwatch and come to their side. Therefore, Amari had to be dead, and instead he met somebody else, known as Sombra. So in short, I believe that she's working in Talon as a double agent and feeding information back to Soldier 76. I think the two of them together are trying to expose Talon, who's controlling Lumericorp, that the gang in Dorado, known as Los Muertos, knows information which 76 is trying to get out of them. So, what do you think? Is this theory completely insane? Does it make sense? Tell me your thoughts about both Liao and Sombra by emailing me at knowthelore@bsexcluded.com, or get a hold of me on the PlayStation Network or on Twitter. My handle is Slurrednerd. No weird spaces or numbers for letters or anything weird like that. If you do want to add me on the PlayStation Network, maybe we can play a match together sometime. But just as an FYI, I kinda suck. That's actually kind of a lie. I'm pretty average. I'm a very casual gamer. If you go to the BS Excluded YouTube channel, you can see some videos of me and some of the others from the BS Excluded family playing Overwatch. And we have our fair shares of wins and losses. I would say we're pretty average. But I'm mostly there just to have fun. I'm usually playing Tracer, Torbjorn, or my absolute favorite, Junkrat. So if you're on Overwatch to have fun, go ahead and add me. Maybe we can do a few matches together. Either way, thanks so much for listening, and next week we're going to get back into the regular roster. Know the Lore is recorded and produced by the BS Excluded Network. Visit bsexcluded.com, that's bsxcluded.com. Yeah, it is spelled kind of weird. Check out our other amazing shows, or you can check us out on social media by visiting facebook.com/bsexcluded, youtube.com/bsexcluded, or you can add BS Excluded on Snapchat, Instagram, and Twitter. The music you heard in the show is the Overwatch Victory theme remixed by DJ Epicsha. Head over to epicsha.com to hear more.